Welcome to another presentation at the East Trade Winds. Our guest is Adam Kirkcaldy from MindTime.
MindTime is an amazing program, an amazing model, which is incredibly well researched and scientifically backed up, which explains why we are each the way we are. My starting thought for the day is that we need to really understand that everything we do starts with a thought. We can't do anything without initiating a thought first. Apart from truly subconscious things like breathing and your heart beating and digestion happening, everything requires thought. How we think is radically different between people, and that's what we're going to explore today. It's scientifically peer-reviewed and published. I will share a PDF with Bernie if anybody's interested, or you can reach out to me. What's different? How are MindTime tools different from the trait-based models that we are all so familiar with? 5-factor DISC, MBTI, Strengths Finder, Color Insights. There's endless ones. They all measure or look at behavior. They describe what we do, and it's all about behavior. MindTime rather measures why we do it and why our thinking informs everything that we do. So it's not about observable behavior, but rather about why we do it, how we think. The MindTime framework is highly predictive. It's a wonderfully short survey, which produces incredibly detailed and insightful results. It's based on a standalone a priori theory of individual differences. It's peer-reviewed, it's published. It states that in time, our thoughts move exactly as we physically move in space. Space, 3 dimensions that we can conceptualize easily. Time, 3 dimensions as well. Framework of understanding and insight. It shows us why we are different. We are all so different from each other. Just the song choices, amazing. It shows us how to use those differences, and it predicts potential pitfalls and challenges we might face. It provides prescriptive solutions because it lets you know, it empowers you so much to know how you can use your self-knowledge about your thinking style and the knowledge you might have about other people's thinking styles to get better results, mainly through improved communication. Let's have a look. We're talking about 3 dynamics of thinking. People are a ratio of all 3. Past thinking, future thinking, and present thinking are the 3 metrics that we analyze. So people who are past thinkers are really going to be frustrated by me. Past thinkers have a slow thought rhythm. They like to consider things. They're interested in the truth, facts, trust. They are convergent thinkers. They bring things together. They are critical, reflective. They're inquisitive. They're quiet, introspective. They are the people who like detail, analysis, and they love to spend time thinking quietly, slowly. Future thinkers, me. Hopeful, ingenious, persuasive, divergent thinkers, open to new ideas all the time, resilient because we can come up with solutions at the snap of a finger, last minute, often procrastinating, and really fast, incredibly frustrating to fast thinkers at times. And then the 3rd metric, we have present thinkers who are all about getting things done. Harmony, diligence, stability, ticking the boxes, accomplishment, control, sticking to the rules, making the norms fit. And what if you're more balanced? What if you don't have a particular tendency, a particular leaning? You might end up being an integrated perspective where you're really a bridge between the 3 thinking styles. You're balanced, agreeable, you synthesize opinions and thoughts, you accommodate, you're supportive, and you're really approachable. But what does this mean? If we look where I am on the map, you can see my scores, and some of you who've done the survey know that you have these 3 scores. I am exceptionally present, a future. I am exceptionally future. And that means that I am an agent of change, and I sit sort of right down in this corner. And I really am towards this corner of the triangle. So flexible, imaginative, visionary, experimental, those are all the words. It means that I'm not really good at being organized. It means I'm not particularly analytical. I'm not that fussed with facts. But it does mean that I can come up with new ideas. And the framework allows us to have clear diagnostics to understand group dynamics. Those of you who did complete today's group, and to be fair, not unsurprising, are all mainly in the future corner of the map, because the kind of people that network and come up with ideas and are coaches and are looking to provide solutions for other people are future thinkers. This one here is me. But those dots there within the future section are the people who completed today. And we're all about that. Apart from one slight outlier, which remain anonymous at the moment, but I know who you are. The person in this group who will be good at execution. And if you look at the descriptors, we can understand. So what would this mean? If we were a team, the people who completed here, what would it mean? It would mean that we need help analyzing and checking for detail. It also means that as a group, we would need help getting things done. We would be fantastic as a team if we were working together at coming up with new ideas. We would feel great working with each other. Friction levels would be really low. There would be very little conflict because we're all basically thinking the same way. But we wouldn't come up with the best solutions, and neither would we land them. And I'll carry on explaining why. One of the dynamics we look at in this model is the yes-no or the no-go dynamic. And we split the triangle down the middle from top to bottom. People who are on the yes side, which you may remember most of us are, we move to opportunity, whereas people more to the past move to safety. We take risks, they avoid risks. People learn from successes, people learn from mistakes. Yes, people like to speed up, no, slow down. These descriptors help us understand. If you look at our map today, all of us are more likely to say yes. We're more likely to leap than look or check. We're more comfortable with risk than anybody on the no side of the MindTime map. When we're looking to mitigate against risk, we need help because we're not very good at checking that stuff. Another way of looking at this is to look at the abstract concrete dynamic. And this is really interesting. People in the top half of the triangle are very interested in things they can see or do or execute for themselves. People in the bottom half are much more comfortable with theory and abstraction. If we look at some descriptors, top half, concrete, practical versus theoretical, tangible versus conceptual, bound for the top half, unbound for the abstract. Group-oriented, working together as a team. Individualistic, bottom half of the triangle, quite happy to go it alone, conceptualize alone. Structures are really the comfort area for people who are more concrete. We tend to destroy the status quo and look for new ways to do things if we're in the abstract part of the triangle. Making, executing, designing, or planning. And so where are we in this group? And interestingly, if we were trying to land a project, because most of us are really comfortable with theory and abstraction. We're comfortable with, oh, let's just try that. Oh, do you know what? I had another thought. Let's go. We will never get to finishing things unless we pin ourselves down or have other people help us. It's powerful to think how these different analyses can help us understand how our minds work, what we're focused on, where our comfort areas are for operating mentally, but also where we might need help in terms of the coach or outside input. MindTime shows us how, in a group, we can create whole thinking, inclusive, collaborative, effective, and resilient thinking. And so when we create or work towards creating whole thinking, we need to know that very often we do this the wrong way around. Oh, we should do it this way around. We should go clockwise. But very often what happens in a group, a more distributed group than we have here today, is that the future thinkers come up with a great idea. And they're really persuasive. We can explain our concept really, really well. And what tends to happen is we're not very good at persuading the past people. We tend to ignore them. Why do we ignore the past people? Because we find them frustrating. Future thinkers find past thinkers quite frustrating. They're constantly wanting to check things, slowing us down, coming up with what we perceive as problems, as blockers. But we tend to persuade the executors to have a go at it. And we shove our idea up towards the top of the triangle. And what happens is it fails because it hasn't been checked. And they go along to the past thinkers who they do trust and say, did you know about this? And the past thinkers say, well, no, it's first we've heard of it. And we destroy trust because we can't check after the fact, after execution. What has to happen in a team to be really high functional is we have to start with this conceptualized process, this abstract process down at the bottom. And we have, as future thinkers, we have to make peace with the past thinkers. And we have to have this conversation where we bring our curiosity, our innovation, our creativity, our ideation, and pass our ideas to the past thinkers for them to think about them and to work with us to realize them. Which means, of course, I've got to think very carefully about knowing when to hit my pause button and to stop bringing new ideas, because that really frustrates past thinkers. So I've got to know when to slow down, when to say, this is enough. Let's see what we can come up with. Once we've had that back and forth in this abstract conceptual arena, we can together create a plan which we can then pass upwards to the present thinkers. And we can materialize the plan and execute it accurately. And that's when whole thinking really starts to happen in teams. And when we start to really build trust. If you're interested in taking the survey, if you're worried that it's going to take hours out of your day, it doesn't. If you'd like to find out more, you now know that there's two of us you can get in touch with, Julie and me. Thank you so much for your time.
Unlock the full potential of networking with East Trade Wins. Are you eager to connect with our esteemed guest speaker and delve deeper into the ever-expanding universe of connections? Simply scan the QR code now and embark on a journey of endless opportunities. Join us at East Trade Wins, where we gather online via Zoom every Tuesday from 8 to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, you're welcome to connect with us. Seize the moment, register for free, and start exploring today. Fancy sharing your insights as a guest speaker? We're looking for you. Reach out to Wayne Pratt to ignite your speaking journey. Email him at wayne@motivateyou.ca or connect with Wayne on LinkedIn. Don't wait. Take action and be a part of a global community that's shaping the future of business networking.